Hello guys. Synchronized is a mobile application which specializes in organizing the multitude of social media feeds that one has into a single timeline for quick and effortless access. Hello guys, we are the Synchronized team. So before we get started, let's meet the team members. I am Arjun Juneja, the Chief Technical Officer.
I'm Ganesh Ramedi, Chief Marketing Officer.
I'm Raj Patel, CEO.
I'm Aslam Khan, Chief Security Officer.
Hi, I'm Ryan Agarwal. I'm the Chief Financial Officer.
Okay, before we get started, we're going to have some market trends, some background information. So, now in today's day and age, research and market analysis has told us that more people are using social media than ever before. And it's not just the young adults that are using social media, young adults and teens, it's seniors as well. In 2015, about 35% of seniors use social media. That's up from about 2% just 10 years before that. And young adults as well, they're at 90% using social media in 2015, up from a mere 12% in 2005. So, with so many people using social media of all age groups, there's this huge problem that arises. Social media is taking up way too much time with so many accounts. People are having to balance their Twitter, their Facebook, their Instagram. They're having to alternate between all these apps on their phone. They're having to go to their Facebook here, then sliding over to their Instagram. This just takes up too much time. On average, experts estimate that social media takes up about 1.7 hours a day. So our solution to this problem is Synchronized. Synchronized saves time by offering a clutter-free browsing experience to the user. It organizes the social media feeds into one easy-to-read feed. So, as the picture shows, you can have your Facebook posts, your Twitter posts, your other Twitter posts, Instagram, it's all in one feed. And along with that, we have a unique algorithm which organizes this and filters this and personalizes it even more. So, let me talk a little bit more about the algorithm. The algorithm basically, it removes any undesirable content. So it filters it based on preferences and phrases and keywords using a simple checkbox system like the picture shows. And so basically, if you want to see something, you can check it. And if you don't want to see something, you can uncheck it. For example, with the presidential campaigns, if you're really annoyed and fed up with all the candidates, you can deselect Clinton or deselect Trump. And this algorithm also has the ability to schedule posts and updates.
In the third year of our product lifecycle, we hope to release a professional version aimed towards small businesses trying to bolster their presence on social media. We will price our professional version at $9.99. We arrived at this number from our competitors who offer similar solutions. Our professional version will be primarily a web-based service as opposed to a mobile app solution to offer more in-depth control. The professional version will also allow for a data export to CSV for more in-depth analysis. Our app will initially be free on the App Store for all users and will include unintrusive ads. The Synchronized will also offer an ad-free version for a $1.99 one-time payment. And as I mentioned before, our Pro version will cost $9.99 a month.
So our market segmentation is teenagers, young adults, and business professionals. Teenagers, because teenagers are the ones who use social media mainly these days, such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Young adult users, because the number of young adult users has risen over the past few years. And business professionals, because businesses obviously want to advertise their business anywhere. And so we have a separate version called the Pro version, for which they have to pay $9.99 a month.
So our marketing strategy for the Synchronized application is split into three different segments. The first segment is online marketing, which is advertisements on various websites such as Google, Yahoo, Hotmail, and MSN. This is crucial because most people nowadays, they have access to the internet, which means that they can find out about our app really easily. Our second segment of marketing is our mobile marketing. This is marketing on mobile app stores such as the Apple App Store, Google Play, and other mobile platforms. since nowadays most people have smartphones, it'll be good to spread. It'll be good for the app to spread because most people have this smartphone. The direct word of mouth segment is equally important because when a user likes this application, they'll spread it to their friends. When friends will spread it to their friends, and our numbers will grow exponentially over the course of a few single years.
Our competition currently consists of similar applications that also specialize in organizing social media feeds such as Hootsuite, Buffer, and SocialFlow. We offer one feed which completely organizes all your social media feeds, as well as a filtering system which will remove undesirable content. As said before, our filtering system is what makes Synchronized unique. It allows users to completely turn their social media into the epitome of efficiency. Benefits. It's a well-known fact that time is money, and the time saved from Synchronized can translate into $5,000 a year. We calculate this number based on our own social media accounts, which we calculate we would save 40% of time on if we had an application like Synchronized, as well as the average U.S. salary, which is $25 an hour.
So we put out a survey and we got the feedback that 86% of people would use the app and 14% of people would. So I would like to ask the audience a question. How many of you feel that you would benefit if you use less time a day on social media? Alright, so as you can see, there's definitely a huge demand for this app. Here's some customer testimonials that we got back from our survey as well. As you can see, people say that they would love to save time with the app and that their current solution doesn't provide the things that they do. This is our cost structure for the next 5 years, and as you can see, for the first 2 years we're at a loss, but after that we start making money, and in the third year we launch our program, so that helps as well. And this is a graph of all our finances. As you can see, the revenue starts to increase exponentially, and in the first 2 years we're in the negative. Thank you for your time.
Any questions?
I was just reviewing the new financials. Why do you think that well, two things. Why are you waiting so long to introduce the Pro plan to small, medium-sized, maybe even large businesses that may want to help their workforce by spending less time on social media and thereby increasing their capabilities and put more hours into the day?
We are releasing our professional version in the third year because we believe when we deliver a product to our clients, they should have the best product that we can offer them. So in the 3 years, we hope to eliminate any sort of bugs or any errors that we may.
Okay. I mean, it's not going to be, intrinsically, it's not going to be a completely different product, right? It's just an upgrade of your regular consumer product. The target market that you're coming out against with the teenagers, typically teenagers are not big spenders unless they have access to their parents' credit card. So do you think from a demographic standpoint that's the best market to go after first in order to get your as you're showing in the old plan, I'm assuming that's the same $1.99 for the download versus free. It's still a pretty low price, but you may have better take up in that the 20-something millennials market space.
Well, the app is actually initially free. It's actually going to be free the whole time. It's just the upgrade to get ad-free is $1.99, and that's a one-time purchase. So, like, I'm not going to pay $2 to get an ad, but I'll download it. It's free.
Well, there's been a lot of, there's been some mixed success, and there's been a lot of companies that came out over history with free models. It's difficult to convert, and most people fall short on their predictions, how many they're going to convert from free into a premium. That's why they come out with sometimes a freemium model, which is kind of abstract between those two. Have you given some thought to doing that?
Yes, we have actually. For financial projections about where mass money, you don't need to know what mass you want to. We are specifically for that. But we still need to for application.
All right. There's time left. I'll come back again.
Good job. So I'm going to focus on one thing. I think the value proposition, I think you guys have a really good idea about consolidating, social media and time and all that. I think you have it's a pretty broad assumption that people who use social media are interested in monitoring the time they use it and how long they use it. I think you have an opportunity to take this idea, concept, and take it to a place where there's more money to be spent. And what I mean by that is, have you thought about using this tool as a vehicle for recruitment and human resources in major organizations to monitor either applicants or existing employee populations to identify productivity trends within their organizations? It's a different model altogether. It kind of changes what you're looking at, but that first thing I thought of when I read the business plan was, I can use this to make sure my employees aren't wasting all their time on social media, which has become a big issue in the industry, right? So that was I think a great idea, and I think there's opportunity there for you to expand it into an area that would be, I think, a more meaningful value proposition. That's really the main thing I took out.
Thanks, you guys did a good job. I had written down a bunch of questions and you answered them all. From when I looked at your business plan to, I was curious about kind of how you came up with some of the ideas that you had and what young adults were and things like that, which I think you guys clarified well in the presentation. I guess the only question I had was, I was trying to understand why you were focusing on web-based instead of mobile. You brought that up as to you were going to try to focus on a web-based app rather than being on all mobile, and I wasn't exactly sure why you would do that.
Well, in our professional version, the business professional may want to use a more in-depth social media tool to advertise their business as opposed to their phone. But they can still use their phone for the application, but our professional version will be primarily web-based.
Okay, I would suggest you look at that, because I think in most cases, most businesses are moving to purely mobile. There's a lot of CEOs now that brag they run their business off their phone, so I think it's just something you want to consider.
So my gut check tells me that your young audience might think it's cool, but ultimately if they get through their feed too quickly, they're just going to go check the individual sites themselves. I don't know that the behavior that you see every day, the uptick in social media, even your business plan says there will be more and more engagement in social media, but yet you want to cut that down by 40%. So when you align that data and again do a gut check on just consumer behavior, my sense is your best audience is your business audience, which I think you've heard from the other judges here today. And so I would not wait to introduce a pro version. In our world of DevOps and agility, 3 years you're out of the market. So you maybe have 6 months. So I would get a beta out there and I would get a pro version, and that is where most of the value would be gleaned from more efficiency.
So I'm going to take a little bit contrarian view to the business side. While businesses want to save time and optimize the workforce, very hard to do. Anytime you try, my experience, every time I've tried to put anything in place to block employees or make them more efficient, they find a way around it. So, in my experience. So, I think you have a great idea in terms of making social media feeds more efficient to use for people of your generation. I think that the time savings isn't the value proposition or the efficiency. I think it's more getting more out of your feeds, making your feeds more valuable to you, especially as new tools and new social media sites pop up. The challenge is how do you manage all of them, and how do you keep track of all the things that are really of interest to you personally. So I think what you need to do, and this was echoed a little bit more by some other folks too, you need to get a minimally viable product out there quickly. I mean, one of the things that's really hard to understand when you're building these kind of applications is don't get too caught up in features, okay? Get something out there, find out how it's being used, and then revise based upon that feedback. And I think you heard it a little bit, the cycles on these things are very, very fast. So you're going to have to be able to iterate many, many times a month. And I think your financial model may be a little bit off in that it's going to take a long time to get to the kind of user base where you can make money on advertising. Okay? I mean, typically I see a lot of these things, and they're great when 10 million people are using them. To get to 10 million people costs a lot of money. Either that or it has to become so attractive from a viral nature that it just takes off. The thing about viral, it's very hard to plan viral. So you have to just keep iterating until you find that sweet spot. But I think focusing on not so much the efficiency piece for saving time, because I think people are going to go, I think the comment was made earlier down here, they're just going to go into a particular feed once they find something that's interesting to them. You're probably not going to save time, but you can help them find and stay current with information that's more important to them as more services come online. I think that could be a very interesting, useful service. So good job.